midterms were last night, and I thought I'd give my reaction to it. I have to go to work in like 10 minutes. But just for that reason, I'm not going to read an article. A lot of these commentators are saying it was this big, huge shock that the Democrats were able to, seemingly hold the Senate and just barely lose the House by like 10 votes. Basically, the Republicans performed in some way that is being deemed underwhelming. But you have to remember that after the Roe v. Wade decision, where you had all these Democrats start getting donations for supposedly standing up for women's rights, even though they didn't, because if they had, they would have codified Roe v. Wade in the law. Uh, either time that they had the House, Senate, and presidency in the last 10 years. But it's not 10 years, last 15 years, whenever Obama came into office at first. But, anyways, it was so funny how you had these candidates where you had ones like Walker, for example, someone who I truly believed only had a chance of winning because it's a purple state, um, and he is just going to have an automatic, 48, 47% of voters picking him because they just don't like the Democrat under any situation. But imagine my surprise when he actually is so close to Warnock that apparently they're going to have a runoff. And that's the one that offends me the most because a lot of politicians lie about their record, like, hey, I voted for this or I donated here, but everything about him is just complete hogwash, and he's still almost or is very close to overtaking or being of the same number of votes as a sitting senator doesn't lie anywhere near as much as he does. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in Congress. We're going to have a new Speaker of the House, which I'm not a fan of Pelosi, so we can it'll be nice to get rid of that. People can say that Biden's stuff is going to get blocked, but the problem is when you have a 50-50 Senate and one of those senators is a certain one from West Virginia that pretty much votes down anything he wants to do, you're really not any worse off than you were before. Because remember, Build Back Better was sunk by Manchin. He had this 51 vote majority via Harris's tiebreaker, and a Democrat destroyed that for him and Sinema. So maybe, and I know the Republicans almost never want to work together, but I just it's hard to see where in this era of gridlock to where even members of your own party block the stuff you do, that them losing the House is really going to make this big difference because you have a lot of stuff that would pass the House and it would fail in the Senate. Maybe it'll be the reverse. Oh, I forgot we have the filibuster. So even if the Democrats picked up another 8 seats tonight, they still have to sit there and have 60 votes to pass anything that's worth, you know, its salt on paper. It's just a really interesting cycle, and I'm not happy for the Democrats because I think a lot of their candidates are just kind of Biden bootlickers. They don't really have any position. I think it's interesting, and it is a lot of lesser of two evils voting. But at least the Republicans didn't get that big of a victory. This is very underwhelming for them. They made it sound like they were going to just destroy the Democrats, and they really didn't. So that was some unintentional, for the first time anyway, false advertising on their part.